All right. Well, speaking of fuzzy, we've got a video tonight. These people have used fuzzy logic, and I don't mean in a good way. I mean their logic is fuzzy. It's basically, well, it's total crap anyway. So we're gonna show you their fuzzy logic right now.
Halloween is Friday. I know.
What's your costume?
This is not giving you much time, but is there something dangerous about Halloween that Christians should be aware of?
I believe so. I believe that, you can have fun, you can dress up in costumes, but some of these celebrations are rooted in Druid religion and Druid culture. This whole trick-or-treat thing started back when the Druids would knock on someone's door, ask them for money. If they didn't get the money, they'd kill your sheep. That was the trick. So I think that, the world has taken this whole thing and twisted it, and it's very demonic and it's very evil in many ways.
She's got so much wrong in there. I mean, it's hard to know where to start. I mean, when I was a Christian, I would hear shit like this a lot. They say, "Oh, if you get into a costume or whatever, it's the demons are going to come out and whatever. So we got to fight the demons on this demon night, and we'll have a harvest party." It's like, what is your problem with people walking around in a costume? It's a costume. It doesn't become part of them. And there's you got children running around with devil horns or halos and wings the whole rest of the year. Crystal, your thoughts?
Well, I had to look on the video and also looked up. She's the news editor of the religious right-wing magazine Charisma. So I mean, I just kind of laughed when she said it was a Druid holiday because she obviously, for an editor, doesn't know her history of things.
Right.
What do you say about that? I mean, I think the Satanists probably laugh at us for making out such a big deal. As far as Christians, I mean, I remember when I've been in church my whole life, and growing up, we had haunted house and trick-or-treating inside the church. I mean, inside the building beside the church, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then when my children were old enough, all of a sudden it comes outside of the building, and it's trunk or treat, and everybody's got their trunks filled with candy, and they do little games and stuff outside to disassociate it from what they believe to be a potentially evil holiday. So it's kind of what she said. It's a matter of, you can have fun and you can dress up and you can go have a great time, but this is a really evil holiday,
Yeah. There was some guy that was, last year, he had brought out this big-ass cross, and he stuck a sign on it, which I think is blasphemy. Just saying. He put a big ass sign on the side of a cross and hung it out saying, "Halloween is the devil, and you don't let your children go out, otherwise they'll be murdered," or whatever. You gotta be fucking kidding me. It's a fucking holiday. Just, if you can't embrace it, then don't. If you don't want to, just let other people have fun with it. Don't impose your religious views onto everybody else just because you don't like a particular time of the year. It's just really crazy. Connie, your thoughts?
Well, first of all, she's hawking a new book she's written. She's all about spiritual warfare, this gal, Jennifer LeClaire.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I think she's extremely illiterate about anything outside of the realm of Christianity. But yeah, I actually went to her website. I went and looked, and she's got a bunch of books about spiritual warfare. And I think she has the guts to come out and say that she thinks it's a demonic holiday, but it's okay if you go out and dress up. I think she should just be able to fall on the picket fence she's straddling, because I'm like, no, you don't get to sit here and play that game. You obviously think that this holiday is something that Christians should avoid. Mm-hmm. And with her saying this on the same kind of week that Kirk Cameron tried to claim that Halloween was a Christian holiday. And I'm aware that November 1st is actually All Saints Day. Mm-hmm. I know that in Mexico they have the Day of the Dead, which is actually honoring the dead and all of this stuff. And I thought, well, okay, because I always thought, well, yeah, this is a pagan holiday. Celtic, and Celts had Druidic faith. It was worship of trees somehow, which I'm not well versed in. I went to Skeptic Magazine online, and there's this gal who wrote this article and said, honestly, we don't know. We don't know who had this holiday first. We just know that there's a lot of harvest holidays, and a lot of times, people gather together at the end of the fall and the end of the harvest before the winter sets in. And when you have that kind of a congregation of people, there tends to be a lot of storytelling.
Yeah.
And something really popular is ghost stories and things like that. And people didn't know, they didn't know that. And the Catholic Church actually encouraged the idea of purgatory, which was not really hell, but it wasn't really heaven. And this person was saying that the Celts didn't really keep accurate records for archaeologists to dig up, and a lot of their lore was not written down. It was all word of mouth. And so we don't know what they believed or what they practiced.
Right.
Whether the church came in and they just, you can have this holiday alongside of our holiday. So I found out that actually what I thought I knew, I didn't necessarily know, because nobody knows.
Right.
And so I really appreciated the article on Skeptic Magazine by Eve Siebert, Siebert. And she goes into detail about it, and I thought, well, that's, I like that stance on it. Maybe it's just a holiday because people want to celebrate the end of the harvest and the beginning, before winter sets in.
Right. The one thing I was going to hit at, because you said that the Druids, they would pray at trees and whatnot. The Reformed Druids, they're not allowed to pray at trees. They can only pray at bushes. So.
That was good.
I'm a Druid, Reformed. I can only pray at bushes.
So modern Druids pray at plywood,
Yeah.
We're a little of everything.
You see them at the hardware store going, it's in front of the plywood going like this.
See, we're offensive in every religion.
That's right.
Yay.
It gives me a bit of a break, y'all. Come on.
Oh, goodness.